Stampin' Friends. A little surprise live for you today because I have a bunch of news to go over. I think I'm live. Hold on, I'm checking. A couple things I wanted to go over. Let's see. Still not live. I may have to turn off and come back. Hold on. Not sure what's happening here. Maybe just so out of practice. Oh no, here I am. Okay. Hi, thanks for joining me. This is a surprise today, because I found out today that the Trucking Along bundle is back in stock, and I know many of you missed it because it was only available for a short time when I announced my class with it, when it came into the online exclusives on July 6th. And it's a great set. I have it now. At that time, I also couldn't show you the cards I was offering in class because I didn't even have the set yet. I wasn't allowed to pre-order it. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, great. I got a couple people on. Hold on. Let me get the volume turned off here. Okay. I am a little out of practice. I am going to show you those cards now. Pretty much as soon as it came available in the online exclusives, it sold out that day. So nobody else was able to purchase it and get that class. So if you'd like to, I'm going to re-offer that. Now, the folks who did order, and Cheryl, I see you were one, those classes will ship as planned on, well, probably before, but by July 28th. Okay, and I'm going to show you the cards as we're making them now. In the meantime, some of the papers I was using have sold out. So for those of you who ordered this week, and it's going to be the same host code, same deal, if you'd like to receive the class with a $50 order, use this host code and I'll know to ship you that class. Those I'm expecting the paper back according to Stampin' Up! Next week. Okay, it's possible that the One Horse Open Sleigh, I don't know if that will sell out for good before I can get it. If that's the case, I'm using that on one card. I will substitute another paper that will be perfect with that, don't worry. But I'm just going to say I'm going to wait until next week and see what's available because both the Let's Go Fishing DSP and One Horse Open Sleigh are currently unavailable. So as soon as I can get those, I can make new classes and I will ship for anyone who orders this week. My ship date will be August 4th. Okay. So by the way, the So Very Merry set, which was popular in online exclusives, is coming back supposedly the week of 7/31. So if that interests you, couple other announcements. Okay, so July 19th, which is Wednesday, Stampin' Up! Is going to offer 15% off all annual catalog stamp sets except the host sets. Okay, so that is this Wednesday, so that is new. And of course, if you're buying this, if you do a $50 order, the Trucking Along bundle is $41.25. It's bundle 162306. You might bump it up even with a couple items. There's still some good things in the clearance rack to $50. And then you'll get my class from me that will ship separately as discussed. And you will also get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. So I think that covers everything that's news. Okay, and then this class, oh, hi Jenny too. Oh good, I've got few people saying hello. Love that. It's been a long time since I've been on, so I'm trying to get back into it. And especially when I saw this, I thought, well, this is a good opportunity for me to show you the truck class. All right, so if you're receiving the truck class, of course, you'll have this video to refer to, which I'll show you how to make the cards. And I'll also email you a PDF with all the cutting instructions. like I said, I couldn't even show you the cards at the time of the announcement because I didn't have the set yet. And I couldn't announce the colors that you'll need. And I did use quite a few colors, but it's very flexible as to what you want to stamp your truck in. I don't think you really need to be too tied to the colors I've used. I tried to keep the trucks and presents and things that I've stamped kind of in the same colors as much as possible. Like I used boho blue for a couple of items. But you can see pretty easily that you could change the stamping on these. These are the 3 cards for the class. You'll make 2 of each. And you can change those colors pretty easily to use what you have if you don't have these exact colors. Okay, so they're all fun folds. This one opens like so. So that's a cute little summary card. I tried to vary the use since the set is not really Christmas. It really is, you know, multi-season. I made this for fall. Okay, so that's kind of fun. And then this easel for Christmas. So that pops up like so. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to have to wait to restock this paper and this paper. But if something doesn't come through, I will substitute. I will find good substitutions because it's not that critical to the card itself. And I will want to get these out to you. Okay, so let's start, and I'm going to show you how you'll get the pieces. I've packaged up a few of the classes already. Basically, you'll get materials for the 3 cards like this. That first floral one, everything is packaged in one envelope. You'll get envelopes with them. There's a second envelope in here. Remember, you're making 2 of each card in the class. Okay, so you'll have those 2 envelopes, and then you'll have all the pieces you need to make the cards. What you won't have, of course, is the bundle. So that's what you need to get yourself. In this case, since I couldn't count on the fact that you would have this circle die, I am pre-cutting these pieces for the front of the card with the Stylish Shapes dies. And you'll also have, you know, like the die cut pieces as well, as is typical, but it's like I've even started the card for you here because this circle opening is kind of critical to the design. Okay, so let me put this aside and, well, let me put the materials aside for the second card. And I'm going to, in the case of this card and this card, where you need to do kind of a lot of stamping on these die cut pieces, I'll give you an extra one of those. So instead of 2 of these in your kit, you'll have 3. So you could practice if you want, or if you have a mess up. This one, the only thing you're stamping on this die cut piece is the greeting, so you can do that. I'm not going to have extra die cuts of that one. Most of the stamping is in the truck, which will be on scrap in that case. Okay. All right. Oh, hi, Linda. All right, let me set that aside for a second. And where do I start? Yeah, this is just kind of unplanned today. I was waiting to see when they would announce the truck bundle was available again. Okay, so we are going to, let's just start with our stamping. Okay, we're going to stamp the truck on the die cut circle. Okay, and what I wanted to point out there, now this will be an easier set to stamp on a Pierce mat, so you'll want to have that handy. And we're going to stamp on this circle, so of course we're hoping it goes well. You'll have an extra piece if you mess one up. Of course, I'd be happy to even mail you another piece if you have trouble, so just let me know. I want you to end up with something you're happy with. Okay, one thing I was going to say about the trucks, when you do the fill-in stamp for the color of the truck, like in this case, I've got the boho blue going, you can decide if you want to stamp off or not. Let's see, I need to leave some room for those flowers, and I see the bumper barely fits on the card, so I'm not exactly centering the truck. All right. So like I was saying about the fill-in, this is the example I made. This is on the white. I did a full strength boho blue and then a stamped off version here. And when I'm saying stamped off, I just mean if your stamps are very inky, you may not like how dark it looks on your truck to fill in with a fully inked stamp. Now, I think my boho blue has gotten a little dry from use in the last couple of days, so I think it's fine to stamp full strength, but I know my real red was pretty wet, and I'm definitely going to stamp that one off when I do it. Okay, so I filled in the truck there, and I am going to fill in the wheels with gray granite. Okay, so this you'll see is a lot of colors being used. But like I said, I mean, whatever gray you have, you can do for the wheels. Whatever color you want to make the truck, you know, go for it, because it's really not tied too much to the design of the car. Okay, this is fun because there's a lot of stamping. What do I always say in the stamping? If there's more stamping, it's more fun. So this set will definitely allow for that. There's 26 stamps in the set, and let me show you. It's kind of interesting because in this class I used 20 on these 3 cards. The only ones I didn't use, and I will use, I know in the future, are the clouds. And I didn't use the beach fill-in for the truck, the surfboard and palm tree. I didn't use that, which is 2 stamps. And what else? I didn't fill in my flowers this way on this card. Instead, I just touched in centers with yellow to kind of match the designer paper. But there's a stamp that you could have colored the flowers with. And then I didn't use one greeting, but I used all of the other 20 on this card. I think this is a fun set to play with. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing here. Focus. Okay, there's a lot of stamping here, so a lot of potential for me to mess up here if I don't focus. Oh, thanks, Jill. Thanks. I'm glad to be back too. We'll see how much I can get in this summer. I really miss my typical Christmas in July, and I thought I would make this class kind of that, but this class really lends itself, or this set lends itself so well to more than Christmas. So I did several seasons for these cards. Okay. So yeah, once again, look at all this stuff, all these colors. I'm gonna fill in the rails on the truck with pecan pie, which is one of our new colors, a brown that I really love. But again, you can see this could be gray, this could be another neutral. It could be green for that matter. Okay, so we've got, yeah, pretty successful stamping of that truck. All right. Even while talking. Very good. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. I think I just need the boho blue for the inside. And I need, you can color how you prefer here. I used, in this case, my blends. Okay, I've got the light Lost Lagoon for the leaves. Okay, again, this could be any green, it could be any method of coloring. It doesn't have to be the blends in this case, because these are just little stems and leaves, and I really don't think you need to worry about the blending capability. And then I just used, what did I say? Light Lost Lagoon and Dark Daffodil Delight to fill in the centers. Okay, and then on the inside of the card, the inside piece, okay, we've got this accordion kind of fold piece. And this will come to you, you know, scored like this. Okay, and when you open it, remember there was a greeting on the inside, sending you sunny thoughts, and then I put the little flowers there too, so let me do that. I just re-inked my memento, so it's a little tricky, a little dark on the flowers. It was too light in the one case and maybe too dark now, but it's fine. Okay, sending you sunny thoughts. All right. And I'm gonna put the ink away now. And again, I'm gonna color these the same way as I did on the front. You could be more creative. This isn't, this is the part of the class where you take over. I'm just sending the idea for the fun fold and the pieces that you can work with. Okay, so to put this together, then you'll have this piece already cut. All I did here, I had a piece of designer paper that was 4 by 5 1/4. This is from the Delightfully Eclectic. That's another thing. I picked from several different paper packs. Maybe I shouldn't have, since the availability didn't work out too well. But anyway, 4 by 5 1/4. I mounted it on the front of a regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half. And then I pre-cut a circle. I only put adhesive around the edges. And so when I took off the middle, I have this whole stack of pieces here that I cut through both the DSP and the Petal Pink cardstock at the same time. So, you know, they're not glued together in the middle, so I can use those for something else. Okay, so what we need to do here is take this little ring that's cut from 2 of those stylish shape dies, and I've got my fine tip. I've got a different fine tip than the Stampin' Up! One, but you can use what you like there. Oh my gosh, I totally need my tweezers for this. I don't know where they are. Shoot. Okay. Gonna have to do this without tweezers. It's really hard for me. Okay, so I'm just lining that up perfectly with what I've die cut. And then here I'm gonna put a weight on that. And then I have the designer paper piece for this edge that I will lay on this panel. Okay, and then I'm going to attach this inside the card. This is a great layout for, yeah, anything you want to put in a focal point, and kind of, you know, shows off the DSP, is not terribly hard. Okay, so while this is all closed, I'm going to close the front, and then this truck fills this space. So I'm only going to add adhesive over the flowered DSP here, and then I'm going to drop that truck in, and try to watch the line of the truck, make sure that's horizontal. I was very inclined to, yeah, kind of straighten up the the words here And I was getting these wrong when I was assembling them. So watch the line of the truck if you want to make it look like it's traveling on level ground. Okay, and then just drop that down on there, and that'll be in the right place then when you open the card. Okay, and you'll have ribbon here. This will be, your piece will be enough for two. I'm going to make one. And just cut off the one I made. You should have actually plenty. You can see that's plenty. Oops. Okay, and then a couple of, oh, found my tweezers, yay. A couple of glue dots here to hold the bow in place. Okay, and you know, like I said, you can see that you could modify the colors here if you want, but there is that first card, the summary one, sending you sunny thoughts. And of course, you use whatever greetings you like, but I'm gonna stick with greetings in the stamp set. Okay, so I'm gonna put aside the materials to make the other two. And then we'll move on here to the, what I was thinking of as my fall card. Hold on, my notes are falling over. Let me get in there. Okay. All right, so this one is a little Z-fold. That's just kind of fun. Let me clean a couple of stamps that I need to reuse. So sending you sunny thoughts I did in blue, and special delivery, I need to switch those over to pecan pie. So the truck is still blue. Now this is on a vanilla base this time. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay. This one has trickier stamping, so it's fun though. I try to focus here. It's a lot of stamps to make, just to make this little scene, but it's so cute. Okay, so like I said, in this one, you will also have a third piece for this background piece that requires a lot of stamping. You'll have a quarter sheet of Very Vanilla. That is your scrap to make the truck, because the truck is actually popped up. I actually put in a third strip for this greeting too, in case you have trouble with that. Many of these things you guys probably have too. If yeah, I mean, you can make a 3/8 inch strip of Very Vanilla probably if you need to, but I am going to give you 3 chances. Okay, let's see if I can do this in one. That'll be a real test. Okay, I've got the wavy trim. Let me get one card base. Yikes, I'm kind of all putting aside things that I need. I just need one of each thing here. And I missed one of these little guys. Okay, so like I said, this is from the Let's Go Fishing DSP, which, of course, as soon as I used it, became unavailable. But that should also be back in time for me to send new orders kits by August 4th. Okay, sorry, I have no control over that. If it doesn't come back, I'm just going to reserve the right to find another DSP combination that will fit this card, okay? So that we don't have to wait forever. All right, so let's do our stamping. I got some flecks on that from my plates. I'll have to get some new plates. All right. So one thing I found was really great. I was playing around with this, trying to decide how I wanted to do the truck. I even stamped it all in place and had made a mask for the truck so I could stamp the trees behind it. playing around with that a little bit, I found that I like the truck better in the foreground popped up and the flowers kind of just stamped on this background. So that's going to be a little tricky. We also have overlapping trees, so I have a mask made for that. Now this is a sticky note pad. You can use regular sticky notes, but this is a pad where the entire back, except for this little hashed edge, is sticky. So just know those are out there. They're really good for crafting. Okay, so let's get going on this one. And I am going to start by getting the pecan pie. Let me get some things out of the way. Get the pecan pie ground line in. And I'm just trying to keep in mind that I need room for 2 trees up here. So I'm going to go like here. And the truck is going to cover this, so no worries about masking anything. Okay, and I turn that over to make that. Okay. Then I'm going to put the trees in. Now, I stamped those in Memento Black, the background, or the outlines. What I've got here is 2 trees. And I need space for this one to be in the background. So the one in the foreground, I'm just going to drop down a little bit like so. And then I'm going to mask over it. And put the one in the background. And before I take that mask off, I've got Mossy Meadow. Now my Mossy Meadow is pretty juicy, so I'm gonna stamp off the tree fill-in stamp, the leaves, and do that. And then take the mask away, stamp off, fill that tree in. It was awfully dark without stamping off. And if your pad is not quite so juicy, that may not be the case, but I wanted to see the black lines in the background there. Okay, oh, need that for the grass. Okay, the grass is gonna fall behind the truck, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna put some in there. Some in there, put some back here. Okay. All right, now the tricky part is getting the flowers in the background so that they look like they're in the truck. So I actually use my truck mask for placement on that. So I'm gonna have my truck kind of here. And so when I make my real truck on the Very Vanilla, I'm gonna pop it up in this location. And let me get those rails again. And I'm going to put them up on the truck bed there. I'm going to fill them in with pecan pie. Okay, now my head's gonna get in the way. Oops, a little off, but I'm gonna go with it. My head, I needed to get in closer, but my camera was in the way. All right, so where do I have the pots of flowers? Okay, super fun. All right, now I cheated a bit on the flowers because I actually wanted 3 colors, and the fill-in stamp is only one stamp. So I'm getting crushed curry, and then I'm gonna take my Stampin' Write marker. Now, this is not a blend. Pay close attention to that. This is the water-based Stampin' Write that you can use to color on your stamps. So I'm gonna have the middle flowers in Cajun Craze. And to do that, I'm just gonna cheat a bit. I'm gonna take that stamp that has all three of the fill-in flower stamps. I'm going to ink it up, and I've got the crushed curry. I guess that's off screen a little bit here. And then I'm going to, this isn't totally necessary since crushed curry is such a light color, but I'm going to wipe off the color with a Q-tip on the middle group. You don't have to. If you're going over a really light color with a pretty dark color, you can just color right over it. But I'll just show you what to do properly, and that way if you're using, you know, different colors, it will work every time. Okay, so then I've colored that middle set of flowers. Okay, now I definitely have to get my head in here. I colored that middle set with Cajun Craze. Okay, so I could get my flowers stamped the way I wanted them. Okay, now I'm going to take away the truck, and very good, except I'm a little off there. I'm not going to worry about it. Little off on my rails, but all in all, I'll take it. Okay, then I'm going to take the scrap paper, and this is where you're going to make your truck. So you can go crazy, because if you mess up, it doesn't affect the whole card. So no worries here. But I'm going to stamp the background in black. I'm going boho blue again. Like I said, use whatever colors you want. I tried to keep it, you know, with as few colors as possible. But I do love the fact that this class will let you pretty much use whatever you want. Okay, and the gray wheels. Gray, I'm using gray granite. I'd say any of the grays would be fine. Okay, and now we get to use the fun punch. And oh, let's do our greeting while we're stamping, and also on the inside. Okay, so this strip is going to be mounted over here, so I'm keeping that in mind. So my special delivery will be in this area, and I'm using pecan pie. I did clean this, right? It's not blue anymore. Okay, so sending you sunny thoughts is going on this little 3/8 inch strip. And special delivery is going on the inside. All right. Now we'll get that punch. So we got the truck punch here, which lines up nicely. And save that scrap for your second card. Okay, so I think we have everything we need here. Oops, goes my truck. All right, so the card base, like I said, is a Z. Get this out of the way. Pay attention to the fact that, let's see, the front and the back panel are slightly different sizes. Okay, without going to weird 1/8 measurements, I wanted to keep this simple. I made the front 4 1/4 inch square so I could put a 4-inch square piece of designer paper there. Okay, so this will be good if you use this this design on other projects, because that's a nice cut. And then the back piece, that made this a little narrower. So you'll have all those dimensions. But when you go to assemble your pieces that I'm just sending to you already cut and figured out, make sure before you start gluing things together, okay, you're gonna make this Z fold, make sure you've got this figured out, which goes on the front, the 4x4 piece, and then what goes in here. I think this was 3 3¾ by 4, if I remember right. Yes. Okay, so that's going on the inside. So let's just do that already. And I'll put the front in the middle while I'm at it. 4x4, so this goes any way you want here. And I love that special delivery stamp in this set. Okay, so now we're just going to assemble the front. So I've got this directly attached to the base. And then I'm going to pop up the truck on dimensionals. And I planned for its location, right? So hold on, I have to hold it this way so I can see it to line it up. If you have any of those cute stones that we had, like within the past year, we had those like kind of rocks embellishments. They're cute on this card too. I actually made a card for my daughter's boyfriend who's a Michigan fan. I should post a picture of it now that he has it. And use those rocks on the road. Okay, so this is actually going to overhang to bring these pieces together. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut this in half and just start with the piece that I know is longer than I really need. And I'm going to put some adhesive down that I can stick that to on my deckled rectangle. Okay, so I can kind of get that all stuck in place, and then I'm going to use an edge here for the greeting. And let's see, I'm gonna trim that up actually before I lay it down. Okay, and then just be careful when you're attaching this to the card. Some of this hangs over here, so only put adhesive, you know, to the left side, what will be the left side of this piece. And I just like this kind of overhanging here to bring all the pieces together. And then I'm going to trim this as well at an angle. Okay, this is a really fun trim, that wavy trim. Okay, so that is your second card. Of course, you'll make two. Let me put the rest of those pieces aside. And now, what I would consider the holiday one. Oops. Something fell out of the envelope. There we go. Is this little easel, truck on an easel. Okay, and this uses the paper One Horse Open Sleigh, which is in the online exclusives, but is currently not available. So, like I said, if I can't get more of it, I'm going to substitute for the second round of classes. I'll find a good alternative. We have so many. Okay, again, I have some scrap, two quarter sheets, just to make all of these pieces. Okay, it's a little bit of fussy cutting, a little bit of punching. Oh, I've got some snowflakes in there for you. We're using the white ones on this card, but I'll just give you strips so you can see the other ones too. Those are in online exclusives. Got the card base. Let's see. Let's try to get one of everything here. So there's a stripe and a dot, and I used one of each. Okay. So the base is going to be just burnish on these lines that I've scored. And I can go ahead and lock down the designer paper pieces on the front. Got the kind of stripe. Kind of looks like snow against the blue, so I like that. I may end up going with like a red and a green kind of pattern background if need be, with if the materials don't come in. I'm sorry, I just cannot control that. Okay, and then I have, yeah, those pieces for the inside here. That's the back of the easel. Let's go ahead and stamp here. Let's set this aside. We'll do our stamping now while that dries. I've got a piece of the DSP cut with the Scallop Contours dies. Okay, and I'm going to use Shaded Spruce. Again, you could use, you know, a different green. So I'm going to put a list together of the colors I used. It really doesn't need to be those colors. I mean, I always say that, but that's especially true this time around. Okay, wishing you a festive Christmas. And special delivery, I think I did in red. Yeah. Oh, gotta clean that. Special delivery. Hi guys. Thanks for joining me. It's completely unannounced and spontaneous, but I had all these pieces ready to go for kits, so I wanted to show off this offer while the trucking along is available. Okay, so the deadline I had posted was last Friday to get this class, but the new deadline is this Friday. So if you'd like, and I'm not sure that the bundle will last that long in the store. I would get it soon if you want it. But that will be my next deadline to use that host code to get this class. Okay, so now I need some of that white scrap to make my truck pieces. And this is a case, my Real Red had just been re-inked, so I definitely stamped these off. So let me get their backgrounds in black. or their outlines. And I'm making two because I'm cutting off the back of one to make the little presents. And here, while I'm doing black, let me grab the tree outline. This is going to be fussy cut. So I'll just put that up here. Oops, it doesn't look really black. There we go. And the present outline. Okay. All right, let's do some filling in. So the red, like I said, I know is pretty darn juicy. I'm cleaning off the blue truck stamp. And we're going to real red. And yeah, that's pretty juicy. So I'm gonna stamp off and then stamp my truck fill in so that it's a little lighter red and it doesn't block off all the black outline. Okay, and like I said, I need two. Okay. Gray wheels again. And I can punch these out. And I'm going to just follow this line of the truck. I'm going to cut over to it and then follow it down to make my little trailer piece of truck for the back. Okay, so I have the two truck pieces. This is all scrap. And then I'm going to fill in my presents with boho blue and fill in the tree with the green. I know my green is pretty dark, so let me stamp that off. And the presents, like the ribbons and the stripes, they've given you a stamp for that. Okay, but those I'm going to have to fussy cut with my little design here. It's not too bad. I think it's worth it. And what I'm going to do when I fussy cut them, I'm going to leave a little tab beneath them so that I can just attach them to the truck pieces as need be. So I'm kind of leaving a little white space below them. Okay, and if you're on my team, I have a couple of teammates on here. Remember, when I have this PDF with all the dimensions, you'll get that in your email. I send my class instructions to all my team members as a perk of being on my team. So, because they probably have all this stuff and can make these if they want to. Okay, so I just, as you can see, kind of made a little like tab space so that I can glue that onto the presents. And I'm going to do the same thing with the tree. Sorry, this is probably like watching paint dry. This is where you fast forward. Okay. All right, so let me just add a little glue. Oopsie. To these. And set them aside for a second. Okay, I'm just gluing the presents onto the trailer car and the tree onto the truck. Actually, I want to make sure the detail on the tree shows there. Okay, and then let me get, here, I'll put that on there, and then I'll get the rest of my card back here. All right, so to finish up here, we've got this prop piece for the easel. Okay, that's gonna stand up like so. I'm going to attach the designer paper to that, and then we'll attach that to the card. Okay, so you can see you don't want any attachment here. The easiest way, I think, to do that, to get your dimensionals in the right place, is you can put a dimensional kind of at the middle of the lower section, and then a dimensional at each of the bottom corners. And then when you put this together, you kind of get this centered and drop it down, and nothing is stuck where it shouldn't be. Okay, that will make a nice easel. On the inside, we're having this designer paper strip and a piece of white. So I'm going to put the white down first and then overlap just a tiny bit the designer paper. So the white is right up almost into the fold, and then this designer paper will be down here. Oh, that's pretty on the back too. Oh boy, that paper is really pretty. Oh, let's see, get that into the frame. See, I'm just leaving a tiny little margin there. Okay, and then the special delivery gets used, that little label gets used as a prop. This label shape is from the All That dies. Okay, let me get that in the center. That will bother me if it's not centered. So I'm, like I always do, I just use my grid paper, and I'm placing each corner 2 3/4 inch away from the middle line, which is at 8 inches. And then I know I can put that in the middle, and there I've made my little prop easel. And I can add the truck pieces that I've made now. I pop them up on dimensionals. So just again, if you've come in late, the Trucking Along bundle is available again in the online store. I'm re-offering this class for this week, so the deadline is Friday. To place an order on this host code, $50. The truck bundle is $41.25, so you just need, you know, something else small with it. And I will send you this class. If for some reason I cannot restock the paper, they're saying it will be available again. I will substitute something that will be just as good. And in any case, for any sets that are ordered this week, I will ship those classes by August 4th. If you've already bought the bundle, we are on the original schedule, which was the ship date by July 28th. Just FYI. Okay, then we have these great snowflakes. So let me use a couple of them here. I like to see the contrast, so I'm going to have that overhang onto the misty moonlight. Have one down there and have one up here. Okay, so that is the third card. Okay, so that pops up like so. And that's just another fun card design to use with any focal point. It doesn't have to be the truck. Okay, so your 3 cards with the class, and again, you're getting materials to make 2 of each of these. Oops, got my Post-its. Are these 3 of varied themes, because the truck set really does allow that, Trucking Along bundle. And let me just look. Have there been any questions? Oh, you're welcome, Carol. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. I was just kind of thought I better hop on while this truck bundle is available. Okay, so yeah, just have a great night. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. All right, take care, guys.